Okay, what do you mean by capital structure? Forms of capital structure. Then after factor affecting to capital structure, and lastly we have seen the four different theories of capital structure. Now we are in the fourth part of the unit number 2, and that is leverage. And up to this session, we have tried to cover concept of leverage, including meaning definition. Then after we have discussed the types of leverage, operating, financing, and combined leverage. In the last session, we have started the discussion about operating leverage. Operating leverage represents the relation between change in the sales and change in operating profit. There are two main important costs. One is fixed cost, second one is variable cost. Fixed cost means cost remains same in respect of production or in respect of output. And variable cost means a cost vary with the output. If we produce 1 unit, cost is different. If we produce 10, 50, 20, that depend upon the number of units. Then after we have seen that if the degree of operating leverage is high, it means operating leverage is high, company having more fixed cost, and as company have more fixed cost, company have more risk. Formula OL is equal to C upon OP. C means contribution, and contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost. And operating profit means profit before interest and tax. Or in other language, profit is equal to sales minus total expenses. Then after we have seen degree of operating leverage, DOL, percentage change in a profit divided by percentage change in sales. Use, and then after we have discussed this exercise of company A and company B. And as I remember, in company A, I think so we have answered 2.5. Okay, in company B, our financial leverage is 3, and as operating leverage is more in company B, so company B is more risky as compared to company A. Now we are moving for the next leverage, and that is financial leverage. Just write down the title. Leverage activities with financing activities is called financial leverage. If you look at to the operating leverage means a leverage activity with investing activities. अगर investing activities and leverage activities दोनों को हम combine करें तो कौन सा leverage बनेगा? Operating leverage. But if we are combining the leverage activities with the financial activity, it's become financial leverage. Now, the important part of financial leverage, it represents the relation between companies' earning before interest and tax, shortly known as EBIT, or operating profit, and the earning ability to equity shareholders. Again, if I simplify this entire 3 lines, the financial leverage means relation between operating profit. Operating profit means profit before interest and tax, and profit before tax. There is a relation between these two profits, and that is represented by financial leverage. Which profit? Profit before interest and tax, and profit before tax. Are we clear? Your earning ability to equity shareholders means profit before tax. So financial leverage is defined as the ability to firm to use a fixed financial charges to magnify the effect of changes in EBIT on earning per share. In other language, we can say that the financial leverage represents the relation between EBIT and EPS, earning per share. In some of book, it is written like this. In some of book, it is written like this. EBIT in a relation with EPS. Are we clear? Operating leverage का relation किसके साथ था? Sales and EBIT. कितना sales increase होगा तो profit कितना बढ़ेगा? Sales कितना decrease होगा तो profit कितना decrease होगा? In the operating leverage. In a financial leverage क्या है कि अगर आपका profit before interest and tax जितना बढ़ता है तो उसके proportion में profit before tax कितना बढ़ेगा? Are we clear? The difference between PBIT and PBT is only about the amount of interest. So financial leverage representing the gearing ratio, the interest ratio. Okay, clear how? In some of companies, if you find only equity shares, we can't say company have financial leverage. But if in a capital structure we have equity plus debt, then and then there is a financial leverage. तो ये पॉइंट याद रखना, कहीं पे भी मैंने लिखा नहीं है लेकिन आप याद रखना. Okay, in any capital structure, if we does not have a debt capital, it means company does not have any leverage. Are we clear about the financial leverage? It's a leverage that represent the relation between earning before interest and tax and earning before tax. Financial leverage may be favorable or may be unfavorable, or else we can say that it is positive or negative depend upon some conditions, some cost and benefits. Now, when we can say that there is a favorable financial leverage, okay, when the company earns more on assets purchased with the fund and then fixed cost of their use. Suppose, let's take one example. Suppose company ABC is there and that company required one machine. Okay, me. Okay, ABC company is there and company required one machinery. Company does not have fund. So company has taken a loan from the bank for rupees 5. Are you getting my point? एक कंपनी है एबीसी जिसको एक मशीनरी परचेज करना है. अभी कंपनी के पास अमाउंट नहीं है, फंड नहीं है, तो कंपनी ने क्या किया, बैंक से लोन लिया. कितना लोन लिया? 4 rupees 5 at 10%. Are you with me? Company have taken a loan from the bank to purchase the machinery 4 rupees 5 lakh and interest applicable on loan is 10. So what will be the cost of this loan? Cost क्या होगी? Interest कितना होगा? 10% of 5 lakh. So cost of that machinery or that loan is 50,000. Are we clear up to this? अगर कंपनी को मशीन परचेज करना है तो कंपनी लोन लेगा और लोन पे 10% इंटरेस्ट पे करना है, तो कंपनी को 10% इंटरेस्ट देना होगा. ओके, एंड दैट इज 50,000. नाउ company has started the production, company now utilizing the machineries, and in the first year company has earned, ये जो मशीन है वो हम प्रोडक्शन के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं. ओके, वी आर यूजिंग द सेम machine for a production purpose, and in the first year company has produced 20,000 units. 20,000 units, and per unit price is suppose 20. How many? 40,000. 40,000. चलो यहाँ पे प्राइस रखते हैं only ₹2. Okay, 20,000 units machine is produced and per unit price is ₹2. And the second year machine has produced 30,000 units. Price remains same. How many? Are we clear? ये समझ में आ रहा है? So this is the earning. This is the earning from that particular machine. Now what is here? When company earn more on assets, purchases the funds. Okay, here funds means loan. Company has purchased the machinery. If the earning is more than the cost, we can say there is a financial leverage, but it is favorable, it is positive. Are we clear? If the income generated by that machine is more than the cost, we can say there is a positive financial leverage, there is a favorable financial leverage. And reverse to that, when the cost is more than the earning, then it is considered as unfavorable leverage or negative financial leverage. Are we clear about positive and negative? Good. Going ahead, formula, write down the formula. Formula is very simple. FL is equal to OP upon PBT. OP stand for operating profit, also known as earning before interest and tax. Formula done. How to find operating profit? Sales minus total expenses or total cost. And how to find PBT? EBIT minus I. Simple, okay? It is OP means PBIT, EBIT or PBIT. Profit before interest or tax or earning before interest and tax. So if we deduct the interest from EBIT, we will get the PBT. इसको लिखो यहाँ से, ये क्या लिखा है? ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट मीन्स ई बी आई टी. ई कॉमन है, बी कॉमन है, टी कॉमन है. ओके, क्या निकालना है? आई. तो अगर मैं ई बी आई टी माइनस आई कर दूं तो हो जाएगा ई बी टी और पी बी टी. Alternative formula for financial leverage. Second formula. FL is equal to EBIT upon EPS. In some of practical question, earning is given to you. Okay. In some of practical question, earning is not given to you. When the earning is not given to you, you need to use EPS. EPS means earning per share. Net profit and number of shares both will given to you. Are we clear about second formula? PFL, degree of operating leverage. When we represent the change in EBIT and change in a profit. Profit means profit before tax. In terms of percentage, it's known as degree of operating leverage. So degree of operating leverage represents the percentage changes in taxable profit and changes in earning before interest and tax. So when I represent the changes in PBT and changes in EBIT in terms of percentage, it is known as degree of operating leverage. Sorry, degree of financial leverage. Are we clear? Financial leverage represents the relation between EBIT and PBT. But degree of financial leverage represents the percentage of changes in EBIT and changes in PBT. Now look at the practical question. Exercise number 2 for financial leverage. A company has following capital structure: equity capital 1 lakh, 10% preference capital 1 lakh, 8% debentures 1,25,000. The present EBIT is rupees 50,000, and calculate the financial leverage, assuring that company is in 50% tax bracket. What we need to calculate? We need to calculate financial leverage. Okay. And can you tell me the formula for financial leverage? OP. In bracket, I can write like this: EBIT upon PBT. Okay. Now look at to the information. EBIT is given to you. Operating profit. Okay. Write down the value. EBIT is equal to how many rupees? 50,000. Okay. Now we require PBT, profit before tax. So profit before interest and tax is given to you. that is 50,000. So if we deduct the interest from this 50,000, automatically we get the profit before tax. Now see the capital structure. Is there any security or a fund in which company need to pay the interest? Yes. Which one? Debentures. How many percentage? 8%. On which amount? 1,25,000. Calculate the 8% of 1,25,000. So here PBT is equal to EBIT minus I. EBIT is 50,000 and is 10,000. Right? So here profit before tax is 40,000. Profit before interest and tax, that is 50,000, and profit before tax is 40,000. 10,000 is interest on debenture. Now put these values in the formula. EBIT 50,000 upon PBT 40,000. 5 upon 4.
1.25.
Are you sure?
Yes.
1.25. The final answer we have, that is 1.25. Are we clear? Same type of practical questions may be there in your final examination. Okay. Yes, in midterm we have theoretical question, but we does not have a practical question of leverage. Only leverage. Okay, okay. It's about only leverage. Don't misunderstand it. Okay. Misinterpret मत करो everyone. मैंने सिर्फ ये बोला है कि ये जो लीवरेज के कैलकुलेशन हम कर रहे हैं, ऑपरेटिंग, फाइनेंशियल एंड कंबाइंड लीवरेज, ये 3 प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस आने की पॉसिबिलिटीज बहुत कम है इन अ मेड वन. ओके, इन अ मेड वन. बाकी सब प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन एज इट इज है, दैट इज अबाउट टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल. ओके, चलो मूविंग अहेड. राइट डाउन द नेक्स्ट टाइटल, कंबाइंड लीवरेज. This is very, very important from the point of view of practical questions. Operating leverage and financial leverage both are important from theoretical point of view, but the combined leverage is important from the point of view of practical questions. When company use both financial and operating leverage to magnification or magnify the changes in sales and to larger relative changes in earnings per share. So when company use operating leverage and financial leverage both, we can say that company have combined leverage, or combined leverage represent the combination of operating leverage and financial leverage. All that. If you look at, or if you remember, in operating leverage, what we are saying, that changes in sales and changes in operating profit. In financial leverage, what we are saying, changes in operating profit and profit before tax. So if we combine this both, we'll get that combined leverage represents the changes in sales and changes in earning per share or earning before tax, PBT. Okay, combined leverage represent the changes in sales and changes in PBT. This leverage is also known as composite leverage or total leverage. Please remember these names. Maybe ask, one mark question. Combined leverage is also known as composite leverage, total leverage. In some of book, it is also written mixed leverage. Combined leverage express the relation between revenue in the accounts of sales and taxable income. As I explained, it represents the relation between sales and taxable income, profit before tax. Write down the formula. Write down the first formula only. CL is equal to OL into FL. CL means not casual leave, it's a composite or combined leverage is equal to OL operating leverage into FL financial leverage. Now remember the formula for OL operating leverage की formula क्या थी, कोई मुझे बताएगा? C upon OP. What is the formula for financial leverage? OP upon PBT. अगर मैं दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करूं तो OP हियर भी एंड हियर भी, दोनों साइड पे है, तो ultimately what will remain with us, that contribution upon PBT. Write down the second formula. First formula is multiplication of operating leverage and financial leverage, and second formula is contribution upon PBT, profit before tax. Chalo, are we clear? So, for a practical questions, if we want to calculate the combined leverage, first we need to calculate financial leverage, second we need to calculate operating leverage, and based on that both the answers, we are able to get the answer of combined leverage. But here one limitation is also there. If anyone, either it is a financial leverage or operating leverage, is wrong, okay, दोनों में से अगर किसी एक का कैलकुलेशन गलत किया है तो डेफिनेटली योर कंबाइंड लेवरेज विल रॉन्ग. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? चलो, degree of operating leverage, just write down the formula TCL. It's not coverage, it's leverage. It's spelling mistake. Degree of combined leverage, percentage changes in EPS upon percentage changes in sales. In some of book it is written EPS, in some of book it is written PBT. Formula done. Now we are moving for a next practical question, and next practical question is very, very important for 8-mark questions. Remain 2 practical questions are there from leverage. Okay, this both the practical questions are important for 8-mark questions. So are you ready? Yes. मैं वापस से रिपीट करता हूँ, ये अभी जो हम नेक्स्ट प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन करने वाले हैं वो सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है इन द टॉपिक ऑफ लीवरेज. चलो, लुक एट टू द एक्सरसाइज नंबर 3. कहीं पे लेफ्ट साइड पे राइट साइड पे लिख देना IMP प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन. Kumar company has sales of rupees 25 lakh, variable cost of rupees 12 lakh 50,000 and fixed cost rupees 50,000 and debt of rupees 12 lakh 50,000 at 8% rate of interest. Calculate combined leverage. यहाँ पे पूछा क्या है? यहाँ पे पूछा क्या है? Only combined leverage. But whenever this leverage is asked, we calculate 3 of all the leverage. Okay. First we calculate operating leverage, then after we calculate financial leverage, and then we go for calculation of combined leverage. तो सबसे पहले लिखते हैं operating leverage, ON. Can you tell me the formula? C upon OP. First we need to find the contribution. Their contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost. See, total sales is given to you. How many rupees? 25 lakh minus total variable cost is also given to you. How many? 12 lakh 50,000. Contribution will be 12 lakh 50,000. Are we clear about contribution? 25 lakh का सेल्स है, उसमें से हम लेस करेंगे वेरिएबल कोस्ट 12 lakh 50,000. 12 lakh 50,000 रिमेन रहेंगे, दैट इज कंसीडर्ड एज कंट्रीब्यूशन. नाउ सेकंड वी नीड फॉर अ कंबाइंड लीवरेज OP. OP means operating profit, and operating profit is equal to sales minus total cost. Sales minus total cost. Here sales is 25 lakh and total cost means variable cost plus fixed cost. 12 lakh 50,000 plus fixed cost 50,000. Ultimately 25 lakh minus 13 lakh operating profit. How many? 12 lakh. Now put these values in the formula. Contribution, that is 1250, and operating profit 12. 1.04. Are we clear about the operating leverage? It's very simple. First, calculate contribution, sales minus variable cost. Second, calculate the operating profit, sales minus total cost. Their contribution is 12 lakh 50,000. Sales, operating profit is 12 lakh 50,000 upon 12 lakh. Answer is 1.04. Now moving for the next calculation, and that is financial leverage. Can you tell me the formula? Financial leverage is equal to OP upon PBT. Here OP also known as PBIT. Okay, operating profit already we have for 12 lakh. No need to calculate. Just need to calculate PBT. PBT means PBIT minus I. And here I means interest. Some securities is given to you in which we need to pay the interest, and that is a debt capital for rupees 12 lakh 50,000 and rate of interest is 8%. Just tell me the answer. 12 lakh minus 1 lakh. So your profit before tax is 11 lakh. Are you with me? समझ में आ गया? Just put the values here. Operating profit 12 lakh upon profit before tax 11 lakh. Final answer. $1.09. And final calculation. Combined leverage is equal to operating leverage into financial leverage. Operating leverage 1.04 into financial leverage 1.09. 1.336. Are we clear about this? It's so easy to calculate and understand. Whenever this type of questions are there, you need to calculate first operating leverage, then financial leverage, and finally combined leverage. Okay. For the verification, ये आपके आंसर का पार्ट नहीं है, but for the verification, what is the alternative formula for combined leverage? Wait. हाँ. C upon PBT. यहाँ पे मैं इसको लिखता हूँ C upon PBT. Write down the value of C. 12 lakh 50,000 upon PBT. PBT कितना है? 11 lakh. Definitely you will get the answer 1.1336. आ रहा है सेम आंसर? Yes. अगर नहीं आ रहा है तो इसका मतलब है कि हमने कहीं पे गड़बड़ की है. Okay, something is wrong. If these answers are not there. हाँ क्या कितने डिजिट के बाद 3 डिजिट के बाद 1.13 आ रहा है। 1.13 हाँ 1.13 आ रहा है। हाँ क्योंकि उसमें ऐसा है कि यहाँ के बाद के जो भी 2 डिजिट के बाद हमने पॉइंट है वो कंसीडर नहीं किए, यहाँ पे भी नहीं किए। 1.04 नहीं होगा, उसके आगे भी कुछ होगा वो हमने नहीं लिया। यहाँ पे भी 0.9 के बाद कुछ होगा वो हमने नहीं लिया। That's why some variation is there. But if you look at to the first 2 digit 1.13, that remains same in both the calculations. Okay. So are we clear? Now, this type of questions generally ask in a 8-mark questions, and if this question is asked in 4-mark questions, generally we write only we ask only 2: operating leverage and financial leverage in 4 marks. We are not asking combined leverage. Are you getting my point? So generally for one leverage, for one calculation, 2 marks are there. If there is a 4 marks, any 2 will be there. Okay. If there is 8 marks, there are 3 calculations. Are we clear? अब कोई doubt है? चलो. Now moving for the next practical question and last practical question of leverage. Sorry. From the following information, find out the operating, financial, and combined leverage. Sales 1 lakh, variable cost 60,000, fixed cost 50%, interest 10,000. First, write down the formula for operating leverage. What is the formula? Operating leverage OL is equal to C upon OP. Here C means contribution, and contribution means sales minus variable cost. Sales minus variable cost, and OP operating profit is equal to sales minus variable cost minus fixed cost. Here 1 lakh minus variable cost 60,000, contribution will be 40,000, and OP operating profit sales 1 lakh minus variable cost 60,000 means 40,000, 40,000 minus fixed cost 20,000, operating profit will be 20,000. 4 upon 2, answer will be 2. Okay, moving ahead for a financial leverage. क्या है फॉर्मूला फाइनेंशियल लीवरेज की? OP upon PBT. Here OP is 20,000 and PBT means OP minus interest. Here interest is 10,000, so 20 minus 10, 10. Answer is 2. Combined leverage without calculation. 4. 2 into 2. Are we clear? ये कैलकुलेशन इजी है. क्यों इजी आपको लग रहा है? बिकॉज यू हैव अंडरस्टूड द concept and formulas. If I ask the same questions before starting of this entire discussion, definitely you are not able to answer the question. Are you getting my point? Any doubt, any query, any question? No. Now the remain one and last point of unit number 2, that is weighted average cost of capital. Hardly it will take 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so in the next class we will try to understand the weighted average cost of capital, and then after we go for 1 or 2 practical questions, and then we go for the next unit. Today is Friday, so probably this is the last session of this week. Okay, so during this week we have tried to understand the capital structure, determinants and theories. Okay, we have completed the remaining calculation of cost of capital, and today we have calculated or we have completed the concept, types and practical questions of leverage, including operating, financial and combined leverage. कौन सा ये वाला? ये कर दिया मैंने, हाँ कर दिया. I have uploaded, yes, I have uploaded all the materials in your Google Classroom about the unit number 2, including weightage average cost of capital. Wait, guys, I have also shared the Google Sheet of cost of capital in your Google Classroom. Okay, and by tomorrow or by today itself, I am going to upload the recorded sessions in your Google Classroom. Okay, and tomorrow is the last date for submitting assignment number 1. So please submit before the deadline. If you submit if you submit after the deadline, definitely it will consider as late submissions and you will secure a marks of late submissions. You are not eligible for full marks. So please submit before the deadline and please be ready. By tomorrow you will get the second assignment, and in the next class, sorry, in the next week, we have MCQ test for unit 1 and unit 2. Timings and dates I will announce in your group or in your Google Classroom. Thank you so much for joining and have a nice day. Write your enrollment number for attendance purpose and you are free to leave the class.